Hello, I am Don. I am the tutor here, and I'm going to talk to you briefly about thesis statements. And topics. Okay, thesis statement. You've probably figured this out already or learned it in the past. Shows the reader the point you're going to make about the topic. The crucial thing here, not the point, well it is, but the reader. This is what you've got to be thinking about the whole time. Writers who are aware of how their readers will respond and do respond to writing often are the better writers. So it's not necessarily the ones that know their grammar perfectly, but the writers who think about the audience. So when you're writing your papers in here or any other class, instead of thinking of it as your audience is the A grade that you want, or your audience is Dr. Fetters and your tutor, imagine that what you are writing is under contract to get published in a magazine or a scholarly journal or something. I'm telling you, it'll change the way you write, it'll change the way you think. Imagine an audience and imagine consequences. Topic, make sure it's not too broad. So a really broad topic would be, although there are many great things about the Constitution, there are also bad things. Good, bad, all right? And the Constitution is pretty big. A lot of stuff to cover in that kind of essay. If it's too narrow, so something like children who are homeschooled are more equipped to make smart vehicle purchases when they're in their 30s, right? Woo! You're not going to find much information on that either. Find that middle ground. Don't want it too broad, you don't want it too narrow. A successful one narrows down to a single or two statements that you can make and assert your claim. Most importantly, a good thesis statement will stimulate your reader, will make them curious, him or her curious about what you are going to write. Think of your first paragraph and your thesis statement as a contract that you are making with your reader. That from backstage you are basically saying, I dare you to stop reading. This is going to be so interesting. It's going to be so controversial, or it's going to be so eye-opening. I dare you to put this down and go do something else. There is nothing better for you to do right now than to spend 10 minutes reading what I have to say, right? Power. That's what you want as a reader, so think about when you're writing, what do readers want from you? A thesis statement will prepare your reader. It's a signpost. All throughout your writing, you should have signposts of where you're going to go next. Think of 8 Mile Road or 5 Mile Road where they have those diamond-shaped signs with the yellow backgrounds, and there's arrows on the signs. What do those mean? Well, it means we're gonna hit some curves up ahead. It's gonna be a windy road. Thesis statement is the ultimate signpost. That is the billboard. That is the welcome to Cincinnati. All right, it's going to tell your reader exactly what's going to happen in the rest of the essay. If you know your thesis well, you will have better focus. Yeah. Okay, 3 things that a thesis statement can do, or ways to write them. You can make a controversial claim or statement. So I'm going to get obscure here with an example. String theory has not fulfilled its promise to unite the 4 fundamental forces of nature. All right, that meant nothing. That meant string theory in physics has failed to do what it said it would do 20 years ago. So that's the controversial statement. Another one is a call to action. So funding for string theory should be reallocated into other scientific theories. So the call to action is take the money away. I don't believe this, but okay. Take the money away from the string theory research and put it into something more practical with more evidence in it. So controversial, call to action. You could frame it as a question. Be careful with that. You don't want too many questions. You know, a rain of question marks in a paper. Readers don't like that. I don't like that. Is it justifiable to continue funding string theory when for 20 years it hasn't produced any evidence? So there's my question. Is it justifiable to? Another thing you can do is, although, comma, and you fill in the blanks. Although string theory makes sense mathematically, we still have yet to find evidence for it in laboratories, and therefore it should be dismantled, dismissed, right? Although, something, comma, something. So these are 2 points. Fill in the blank. Don't say, although the Constitution is a good document, it also has bad parts. Right? College, we don't do that anymore. We're done with that. And I think that's, all right, never mind.